Hi, in this video I will show you how time is charged, how to change the payment method, and how to change the charges, which is the items, how we call it on AroFlo. So first of all, I'll open the AroFlo, I'll log into it, and then I'll go to my schedule, and this is the job. So I'll click on it. I'm just passing through those steps because we've seen those steps on video 2 and some on video 3 as well. So if you have any doubts, just go back to those videos and see how to do it. Okay, now I gotta go to checklist just on the bottom, and then as I just opened the job itself, I'll send a text to the customer, so customer will know that I'm on my way. And then I need to wait a few seconds until I have the information that the SMS has been sent, as just you can see right here on notes. If you don't see it, keep refreshing the page. Now you can see that a number 1 has appeared where there was nothing, just down here on notes. So we make sure, yes, the SMS has been sent. So let's go to checklist. As soon as I arrive at the customer's house, I'll press yes here and then save, and then the time is charged as soon as you do that. So now the timer is going. So this is how you do to start charging the time. That means that you don't need to, at the end of the job, inform to the system how long the job took. You just need to start the job itself. Make sure after starting the job itself by clicking on yes just here to say that you arrived and the job has commenced. Make sure that you change here as well from not started to in progress. Okay, so in other words, the way that the system charges for the time is as simple as this. You just start the job and then the system will start to account the time. And then at the end, on the invoice, you can see the details for the time. So let's say that I already took the photos. So I'll just say yes here and then save. Now that we've done that, I'll just pretend that I finished the job itself and I did everything. So the report, let's say that the appliance was fixed at the time that I went there just on the first time, and I don't need any other parts to fix the appliance, so I don't need to go back. Therefore, I don't need to create a new quote. Let's say that the payment will be done as soon as I finish the invoice. And then the other things as well. Let's say that everything's clean, and I don't need any other time to go back with some parts. Okay, now that I've finished this part, I'll just change the task, the job, to completed, and then see that as soon as you save it, it says that something still needs to be changed. So that's exactly the timer. If at the end of the job you've chosen this option here, then automatically the clock would open and then you could finalize the job. But as in this case I choose to not apply, then it didn't open automatically the clock to asking you to stop it. So what we need to do is just to go manually to the clock, click here, and then this screen will open. In here you see that the time is still going. You just then need to stop it by clicking on this button here, and that's it. One thing you need to know is that the time is charged in lots of 10 minutes. So that means that, for example, in this case, from the start time to the finished time, it wasn't 10 minutes. But as I said, that the system charges every 10 minutes in lots of 10. That means that the customer will, in this case, be charged for 10 minutes. And 10 minutes is also the minimum time that the system charges. So for example, let's say that you spent 11 minutes doing the job itself. So the customer will be charged 20 minutes. But if you think that, okay, I spent 11 minutes, but I think that I should charge the customer just 10 or 9 minutes because I spent some time doing something that wasn't related with the job, like taking a call from the office, then you can come here and then change this time. You can change this time as much as you wish, according to what you think it is reasonable to change. So let's say that I'm charging now just few minutes, that means 10 minutes at the end of the job to be charged for the customer. But let's say that I need to, somehow I made it wrongly, but at the end what I need to charge is 20 minutes. So I can come here and then modify the time. So for example, so if I do like this, basically I'm assuming that I spent 19 minutes, and those 19 minutes, as I said, it will means that the customer will be charged for 20 minutes because once more it is charged every 10 minutes, so in lots of 10 minutes. Now to finalize it, I just need to go again to create timesheet entry, and then automatically the time will be mentioned on the invoice at the end of the job. So the last thing I need to do to go to the invoices to change the job in here, to change it to completed. As soon as I save it, then I'll have the option to see the invoice just down here. As you can remember on the last video, if you don't do that, actually on the second video, if you don't do that, you won't see the invoice. But now that I did, I can see it. And this is when I'll go through to show you how to change the payment method. So to do that, I need to go to the items. Actually, I just need to go to payments, which is just down here. So now that I'm here, I can see the invoice and I can take payments by clicking on add and view payments. So if I click here, I can see here the subtotals. They are just right here. So basically, for the next step, to go and see the total for the invoice, what I need to do is to add a payment. So by clicking on it, you then be directed to the payment page on AroFlo. Okay, so there we go. Now, if the customer is paying with credit card, then there's nothing you need to change here, because this is how it comes originally when you are making a payment. But if then you need to change it to cash, for example, then you click here and then you see the options. Note that if the customer is paying by credit card, a surcharge will be charged, and it says just right here. And see as well that this is the total if the customer wishes to pay by credit card. But as soon as you change it to cash by clicking here, so let's pretend that the customer is going to pay by cash. then you choose cash, and then see that the surcharge for the credit card has been removed, which is obvious, and the total of course changed as well. So this is how you do to change the way that the customer wishes to pay. But let's say that you made a mistake when you charged the time. By mistake, you forgot to click on timer, or you spent some time on the phone, as I mentioned before, and you need to charge. Actually, you need to change the time. So I'll just close the invoice payment, the payment section, and then I'll go back to the task. Okay, so now that we are here, to change the time, for example, or any other item, for example, parts that you've used, you need to go in items, which is just right here. So click in there, and then now you need to edit the invoice items. Click in there as well. So what we have here is, this is the labor, and this is the call out fee. So to change the labor that I mentioned, which that is wrong, you just need to go here and click on this item here. So by clicking on it, it will give you options to change exactly the labor. Please note that right here, you have the total amount charged for 1 hour labor, and it is already including GST. So this is the selling price including GST. And here is where you need to change. So 0.333 means 20 minutes. The easiest way for you to calculate it is to do like this. You get your calculator. So let's say, for example, that you spent 10 minutes. What you need to do is to divide the time that you spent by 60. So for example, 10 minutes divided by 60 is equal to 1666. And the same way, if you spend, for example, 30 minutes, so 30 divided by 60, you've got 0.5. So this is the way you're calculating to inform to the system how much you charge. In this case, we are pretending that I did it wrongly, and now I need to reduce the time from 20 minutes to 10 minutes. So what I need to do is 10 minutes divided by 6 is equal to 0.1666. So that's what I'm going to do now here. So I'll then change this total here to 0.166, and then as soon as I click in any other part of it and then click on save just right here, actually it's just right here, just in the bottom, and then that's all I need to do to change the amount charged. So if I go there again, I'll see that now a new value is informed. That means 10 minutes. So now let's go again to the invoice and see how much, if I wish to take the payment right now, let's see how much the customer is being charged. Remember, it was being something around $170. So I just need to click again in add payment, so I'll be able to take the payment itself. Okay, so that's it. Now the total has been reduced to 140.98, which is basically the call out fee plus 10 minutes. Once more, if you wish to change the way that the customer is going to pay, you just come here and change it to cash, for example. And once more, you see that the total was reduced because the surcharge was removed. So now what you need to do is just the rest of it, which is filling the space here for the credit card, the expiry date, the CVV, and the name of the customer on the card. And then you can hit the button save and charge, and that's how you change the time, how to change the payment method, and how to change the charges for the customer. So thank you for watching this video, and see you next time.